We were just talking a couple minutes ago, and I haven't really heard from you this week at all. Lyme's kind of been kicking your ass, other than when you guys did show up and drop off the eggs, but you could see, So you were on doxycycline, right?
Yeah, today's my last day. I think it's probably my fifth.
So anybody who doesn't know, doxycycline is a super strong antibiotic, correct? And it kicks your ass, it, like ruins your guts. It makes it so you can't really eat
Uh,
nothing and nasty.
yeah, and I'm already lactose intolerant, so like I can't touch any of that stuff. So it really starts limiting your diet.
Yeah, because that's where most people would get probiotics and stuff from. That's kind of why your hope the goat dairy works out. Hopefully that'll help, mild some of
I'm
that
paying
out.
like $40 a bottle for like a really high end probiotic, prebiotic post, like just because how bad this stuff.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah. Yay.
So basically, when that happens, what you can't really get much done. What do you do? Like, what can you do to try to make it better? Or you just got to kind of ride it out.
Do what you can. You literally you're at home just thrashing yourself, messing yourself up. You're like you're just worthless, sitting around. I can't do a thing, and then the next day I'm bebopping around, building a rock wall, and then I'm fine for 3 or 4 days, and then all of a sudden something happens and it's back on. Like the reason why I think the line's been kicking out of me this round was because I tried pushing myself into being in situations around more people. And when I started pushing myself into, situations with more people, I get more stressed out. And like
Anxiety
I
and
said,
stress is on your immune system, and then next thing you
well,
know,
yeah. So that's the problem with it, though. Like I have a compromised immune system because of the Lyme. So I caught COVID, and it just rolled through me real. Like I had decently took care of it. I don't think it had that big of a problem, but it still came in, got positive for it. And there's another thing, just like beat me up, getting underneath your skin, and it's all because of the Lyme. It messed with my brain so bad. It changed a lot of the ways I'm thinking because when you see things that aren't there, and you hear things that are not there, and you try chasing that with the mental health part of it. So we're chasing this problem that I'm having because I'm being honest. Dude, I'm seeing. Uh-oh. Bro, I'm hearing things. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. Well, now we're gonna start throwing you on these things called antipsychotic, and I tried 5 of those because I'm not psychotic. They didn't help. They actually hurt, and I'm still kind of, I think, dealing with the side effects of that. So I got myself into this really cool, awesome mess called Scooter. But you guys are gonna be able to like get the honest story because I'm just gonna spew it out here.
yeah.
God is good. You know what I mean? He's still taking care of me, even though all these things are happening. He's still taking.
Yeah, that's been a big thing for you. That's definitely helped out a lot. I mean, since you've been going to the church, I notice a huge difference in, yeah, you had this latest bout there and the Lyme that, it's going to happen from time to time. But when we first kind of started doing these videos, you were like weeks at a time kind of going through
Oh
these
yeah, just
things. Yeah,
wrecked.
like for months on
Yeah.
straight. It was a tough thing to watch.
It was one heck of a roller coaster to put your family through, to put your kids through, and the point was to not know that was going on until somebody said, "Hey, yo,
Yeah.
check this out."
To not know that they actually are side effects of Lyme or symptoms of the of
Yeah.
what is Lyme disease, and then to have that is a not something most people can
So when
tolerate.
you go to the psychologist, right? And he goes, "Hey, bro, I was doing something. I don't know how much I could say. Can I say any of that stuff that would happen there?"
It's your show. I believe you can disclose whatever you want.
That I said to him. Whatever.
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna go there.
if you
Let's
don't
just
want
say,
to, then don't. But if you want to, if you
yeah, I
feel
just don't want to. I don't. I really like this guy. I think he's really out there to help. I think he's really out there to help people and to be a psychologist. And want to help out people like us, like people that worked in law enforcement, people like us that work in the army. He's doing like law enforcement, like volunteer firefighter, EMS. Like that's the only people he's keeping because he had to go to something else. Really good dude. I don't know why I'm going off on that. But he's like, did you know that one of the side effects of Lyme disease is you can see things? What? No. Nobody's ever said that to me. I've never heard that from anybody. Because one of the problems that I came with is like I couldn't deal with anything, any kind of input, any kind of stress. Like I could not deal with turning on the news or looking up something because if I went online and started looking it up, I could like just go nuts with the things that people would put in. I mean, but when a
Yeah.
doctor says to you, yeah, you can see things because this messes neurologically with you. It messes with you, and you can hear. And lately, the biggest thing I've been having is more of an audible issue. I'll be hearing something. Could be as minuscule as like a squeak in a fan, right? And my brain will start altering it to the point where it's something else. And I'm hearing this. Why am I hearing that?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, yeah, that's not. And then all of a sudden it comes back into something else, the way it's kind of supposed to be sounding. Or if I have somebody around me, that's the best. I have somebody around. So I'm like, hey, can you hear that? And like all the time I'm doing that to Nicole. All the time I'm doing that to that poor girl. I'm like, what is that noise? Because I know it's not a noise that we're supposed to be hearing. She's like, oh, it's just the ice machine. I'm like, I literally sound like somebody was kicking down the front door.
This
It's
is
terrible. It's
this is
terrible,
something.
bro.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, and
something I didn't know happened until you told me, and that was one of the main reasons that I wanted to kind of jump on this and do it live. So I have something from the American Psychological Association that I pulled up there. It kind of explains that this is they don't really understand Lyme disease, and that there is the audible things. It's got to be wicked tough for you to talk about this.
It
I
is, but bro, like, dude, this is the thing. Is like I said before, and you could tell the difference from when I started going to church to now. Like he just wants me to tell people story, right? So I gotta tell him. I gotta just tell people my story. He said I need to talk to people like I talk to you. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just talking to people. I'm like, listen, this sucks. When you're a paid observer for the state, right, and I can't observe things now without questioning them. I can't audibly hear things now without questioning them. Like a lot of truths are scattered and twisted in my life because of this. Like I have to question things. And the only place I'm finding it is in the Bible. That's the truth. So, if you don't want to hear that story, then you might not want to hang around Homestead too long, but we're going to tell you the story, faith-based, because that's how we're building this family back up. We had a couple implosions along the way. Man can't separate what God put together.
yeah.
So, it's so hard to try to explain. It's like people are like, oh, well, then they start quoting scriptures, and you run across scripture that say, go, not in, go, don't go in, not in fear, and just people don't understand. It messes with everything. You literally, you don't know. There's nothing, what I mean? I'm in the woods, and I literally like see like flashes between trees, and I know that there's nothing there. Or like I'll see this like little light. That's the one that I've really been doing. It looks like somebody's got like this kind of like a yellow LED, and they're just like out in the distance, and they just like bing, like whack it just enough to catch your attention. The red one follows. You know what I mean? Like when you're like looking in a spot, you can kind of like move your head and it kind of stays in one spot. The yellow one stays there.
Yeah,
So
it's
like
always in one spot.
it's so fast. It's always in that spot, and that's how I know it's not some guy out there with an LED blasting me because it just came from that rock. You know what I mean? Or it just came from that tree. It wasn't just in the middle of nowhere. It really sucks at night because you think people are out there playing with you. And did I ever tell you the story about me running around the woods at night trying to get the guys cutting down the trees?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. That sucked, bro. That sucked. I was walking in the woods at night, like with just. I'm telling you, I would have swore to it that somebody was running a chainsaw up on behind.
Yeah.
And I walked up there, and it just kept going away from me, the sound. And I finally got to the point where, oh, dude, you know what this is? It's all in your head, bro. And then the sound stopped, and it turned to where I was actually hearing the brook that was running so hard that it actually manipulated my brain. Like that sound coming in got manipulated into a chainsaw running.
Yeah.
Like it stinks, bud.
That's fucking scary.
Yeah.
Scary, scary. It's not imagine that
So when people wonder why I go like into seclusion, like into like the base, well, one, it's winter, so I'm heating the house. So I might as well be around the heating source. So I'm not having to go up and around and up and around and up and around because I don't have no access to the basement from inside. So I might as well be around the heat source.
yeah, the chills in your body and feels
It's
better with the
the
arthritis.
line. Oh,
So
totally. if you get that stove, like these poor people, my kids have had to deal with a very warm house this whole winter because I've been heaving the wood to that because it feels so good on my bones, my joint.
Yeah, I've been pulling some Lyme disease facts up over the top of me. I'm not even sure if you can see it, but kind of explaining some of what you said. The first one, we'll put links. I mean, I didn't even know if you want to put this video out or if you want to watch it or if we want to just full send it somewhere. I can tag these. I think it is important, just
Yeah,
even for the
totally.
sole
Yeah.
reason that nobody, most people don't know this. You could
Yeah, I
be.
got a couple times where I've popped on the camera and filmed like, hey, and there was one time that day I was like, okay, I'm gonna film this. I'm having a bad day,